Hello, hello. Sam Peterson here. I'm an old gay trans man with bad teeth and I love knives. And I'm not here to rate them or tell you about the newest, the bestest, the fastest, the powest. I'm here to queerly share my queer love of knives with you. Like and subscribe. Whoa, hello, fellow knife-loving humans. It's been a rather dramatic couple of weeks, so I'm going to talk about a couple of very simple, yet elegant, soothing knives. ASMR. The first being the boutique American House Three Rivers Manufacturing and their stalwart product, the Atom. The Atom has been around for a few years. When I first got on the knife scene, everybody was always yammering about TRM and how much I would enjoy the Atom or the Neutron. I eventually was able to get a couple Neutrons, one in Cobra Skin micarta, very lovely, and the other in Lizard Skin titanium. Very exotic. I liked them. They were clearly very well constructed, very well designed, but they were a little too flat for my taste. They were very thin, like a flounder flat. The Neutron is the flounder of American knives. This guy came up for sale and I thought, why not? I got the cheapest version. Here is the blue G10 20CV version of TRM's famous Atom. It's big. It's big. See how big it is? That's what she said. Dumb. When I first got it, it was so uncomfortable to hold. The TRM makers had left this fuzz on the G10. It was very rough, I guess, for some grip or something. But this one was fuzzy, like your vagina. Deep RuPaul cut. If you know, you know. I took some 310, 360 something sanding blocks, as per Reddit. Reddit told me to do this. I wet one of the blocks and I went to town on each scale after removing them first, of course. Now my handle has very mild texture while being very comfortable to hold. I don't know if the TRM people are all calloused up or something, but evidently the grater texture, which I mean a grater, didn't seem to impact them at all because that's how the knife came. The knife blade, sublime. Look at this knife blade. It's gorge. Gorge. It's both thin and slicey with a substantial tip for the poking. Again, what she said. I think it's gorgeous. The scales are too sharp on their edges, so I'm going to Dremel them a little and take the edge off. Gosh, wouldn't it be nice if you could just Dremel your brain a little? Take some of those wrinkles out. I get that this is an American, nearly hand-built knife. I get that. It's supposed to have quirks and bits that are unique to each knife. I'm a big fan of the quirky knife, as you may know, but this is a lot of work for a $220 knife. It says textured in the description, but I didn't think it meant woolly like a sock. I guess we don't get to pick and choose our quirks. I can't help but to compare this to the American Bladeworks V6. The V6 is a simple titanium frame lock with micarta and or G10 for $250. This one that I have is smooth as a non-creepy smooth thing, by which I mean in 2025 I don't think baby's ass belongs in the vernacular anymore. Can I get an amen? This has some texture. It's definitely ridged for his pleasure. It also has a flipper tab, which as well as thumb studs, so I have more options than the Atom, which I prefer. I have a very, very queer love for a fidgety knife. I really do. And if I can coax the blade out, you know, if you can get your finger there and kind of flick it out, I love that. But this one is firmly nested inside its liner, so there's no cheating. I do like this knife, though. I like it. I think the more I break it in, soften the scales, The more personal of a relationship I have with it, the more I'll like it. I'll let you know. I mean, it seems like it could really take at least an indoor beating. You know, like a cardboard fest. My other friend that fell into my hands is this equally but not the same blue as the Atom, and that is the time-honored icon, the Pro-Tech Malibu. You can often find these on the secondary market, although people often have an overblown idea of their value. This is also a one-and-done kind of a knife. It has a button lock and a back flip. It's not super fidgety, but the button is the smoothest in the business, like a baby's behind. So I don't mind the fidget loss so much. Something about this small, well-built, really, it takes me there. It gets me. This is in Magnacut. This is a Pro-Tech in Magnacut, and aluminum. This version has no texture. Where's my brain? Has no texture on the handle, which I thought in this case I'd miss, but thus far it hasn't really seemed to be the least bit slippery. It doesn't seem to want to fly out of my hands. That's nice. It feels really silky. This is a horny knife. If it were a person, it would be wearing a very musky cologne that borders on obnoxious, but is actually very sexy. You know what I mean. Anyway, I might be moving out of the country in the next 18 months or so, so if you want to buy some special touched by a trans man knives, let a guy know. I'll only touch it with my fingers, I promise. Although a couple of my knives I may have kissed a time or two. But I don't tell. Speaking of kisses, farewell, dear friend. Until next time. Remember, spray the air and walk through the mist quickly. That is how you do it. Well,